On today's podcast, we're going to be answering the question, what does AED stand for? So stay tuned.
Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast.
What does AED stand for? AED stands for Automated External Defibrillator. Of the many safety drills and routines you'll encounter at your facility, assisting someone experiencing cardiac arrest won't happen a lot, if at all. That's why it's crucial to cover how to operate an AED regularly and correctly. As with most topics that we cover, we'll keep this very high level. All situations are different and AEDs can be varied from model to model. So following this will give you an example of how to proceed with this event. If it was an actual event, please follow the guidelines and instructions of your facility and AED unit. If you experience someone that appears to be in a cardiac arrest, please first and foremost call for help. Then have someone with CPR training attend to the victim while retrieving an AED. Once you have the AED, turn the power on and follow the written or verbal instructions. Your first step should be to attach the AED pads to the victim's dry chest. Spacing will usually include one pad beneath the right collarbone and the other beneath the left armpit. Be sure that nobody is touching the victim and verbally state, "Everyone stay clear." The AED should then evaluate if the victim requires you to apply a shock. If the shock does need to be applied, you'll once again verbally state, "Everyone stay clear." Then you'll shock the victim and await further instructions from the AED. If a shock does not need to be applied, resume CPR until help arrives. Now you know what AED stands for, and you have a general idea of how to use one in an emergency. We look forward to seeing you next week for another Warehouse Safety Tips. Until then, have a great week and stay safe.
Before moving on, here's a word from one of our sponsors. If you've ever been to or worked in a warehouse, you know just how important safety is to both management and staff. It's almost impossible to go 10 steps without seeing safety tape, angles, signs, and/or safety products. It's these items that show us how to be safe and avoid danger in the workplace. And if you're looking for the best products to make this happen, look no further than Mighty Line. Mighty Line floor signs and floor markings offer the best industrial products out there. We're proud to have Mighty Line as the official floor sign and floor marking company for the Warehouse Safety Tips podcast and site. Go to mightylinetape.com/safety tips to request a sample pack of their incredible safety signs and floor markings. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. If you visit warehousesafetytips.com, you'll find the show notes for this episode and access to all of our blog posts, previous podcasts, advertiser information, and much more. Thank you for listening to Warehouse Safety Tips and have a safe day.